everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Making the Boomerang album. You know, each week I go through and talk about somebody that's helped me with this record. Some of them are people I worked with a long time. Some are people I just got to know when I moved up here to Maryland. Today I'm going to talk about somebody who I met on a job interview. I was working in D.C. and they had come in and went on an interview and looked like we might hire the person, but as fate would have it, I left that job a couple weeks after the interview and didn't get a chance to work with this person, but I kept in touch, and that person is Doug Holton. Doug was a writer and was trying to come on board as a writer. But we started talking, and of course I knew he was a musician, so after I left and he and I stayed in touch and talked about music via email. And so he came up here to Frederick a couple of times when he knew I was making a record and has offered to help. He was a drummer, a very good drummer, but also a singer, songwriter, musician, played guitar, did a lot of different things. So he came up. He's a very musical drummer. He recorded 2 or 3 songs that aren't going to make this record. One is called Black Wind Blowing, which I've got a video out there on YouTube here on that song that he played on, and the other one is Spooky Walk, which isn't going to be on the record, but it's got like over 500 views, I think, on YouTube there. People like that kind of scary song that we put together, and so he played drums on those 2 songs. So while they didn't make the record, they made the videos that we did. And then he's got a couple more that are on the record, so very exciting. I also played on his record. He's making a record, and I'm not sure on the timing on it, but certainly he called me and asked me if I would play mandolin and banjo and such on it. So I ended up playing guitar and mandolin on it, so you can hear it. I'll put the link to it on the comments under this video. So Doug was a great help. He had added a really dynamic sort of modern sound to these songs. And one of the best memories of Doug is he called me once and asked me if I was interested in doing a gig in Washington, D.C. And I said, sure, what is it? And he said, it's playing on the Spirit of Washington, which if you live here, you know is this giant boat that goes up and down the Potomac River. And so we played the gig, and he said, oh, Ken, it's real low-key. It's singer-songwriter. We're usually on top deck. Very few people come up there. It's quiet. Do singer-songwriter stuff. And so we were prepared. I was prepared for that. But what ended up happening was we had the largest crowd ever on that boat because some kind of association of international librarians was in town and booked the whole boat. So it was completely packed. People from all over the world wanting to hear Rolling on the River by Creedence Clearwater Revival and any songs they were going to. And Doug wasn't prepared for that. He was just ready to sing his songs in his singer-songwriter style. But luckily I had a little bit of experience in playing, pop music. And so I rolled out Rolling on the River, and I didn't remember all the words, but we played it and people sang along. And it was one of the best times I ever had. So I want to thank Doug Holton for setting that up for me and coming and playing on the record. He's one of the people that make this a very good record. Thanks, Doug.